Hey, Shalom Akyam.
Shalom.
First off, I want to say call halal.
Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash.
Send double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to you, Akyam, out there. Pushing the word of sincerity and truth. This is another GMS Dallas in class session. And today is going to be a topic for right now. It's something that the apostles and elders have always reiterated to us, and something that I think we all have to make sure to take heed of in these current times. We're in a heightened time of offense. We're in a heightened time of the overthrow of this nation. And so I was mentioning before we turned this audio on to the brothers, there's a clip in the movie The Matrix with Keanu Reeves. And Keanu Reeves plays the character of Neo, and he first goes into the Matrix, and he's beginning to have training sessions on what the Matrix is. And so he's talking to Morpheus, and Morpheus is walking him down the city streets inside of the Matrix. And he's explaining what the Matrix is, basically it's a program, and it's a prison for your mind, right? And there's a lady in a red dress that walks by, and kind of Keanu Reeves, Neo, looks at the lady, and then Morpheus is like, "What you looking at?" And Neo's like, "Nothing." And then he's like, "Take a look." And he turns around, and an agent is standing in the place of the lady in the red dress with a pistol in Neo's face. And so of course he's startled. And so Morpheus says, "Pause." He said, "These are agents. They can be anywhere. They move faster than anyone else. But when you see one, run." Basically they're basically sentience inside of this program, meant to purge us out because we are viruses of this system. And he says any one of these people can become an agent. Like any person in the population, an agent can utilize. So if you don't trust any of these people, because at any of these times this person can be made to come up against you. And so I say all that to say this: we are in the times where the people that we go to work with, you live, that may be at the supermarket, live in your neighborhood. I'm not saying live in fear of them. You're not afraid of your neighbor, but you are aware of their potential to be an agent. And when I say an agent, I mean used by the spiritual demon Satan to hinder your walk, to hinder what you have to do. And so we need to be mindful of who we talk to, how we talk to people, why we talk to people. Because a lot of times, because we're stirring up so much shit, we cause the agent to come out. In the Matrix, a lot of times our agent will show up after we done fucked up something. After a problem has been caused, now an agent has been sent. A lot of times, maybe at our jobs, maybe in your apartment, an agent will be sprung up on your ass because you talk too much. You're doing too much. You're not aware of why you're talking, who you're talking, and how you're talking to someone. So I wanted to, talk about that a little bit. Lord willing, this is edifying. Did anybody have any opening statements?
I got one. Well, precept, but if you
Let's
want
go
to get this first, let's see. This is in the book of Proverbs 12 and 23. It says, "Prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaimeth foolishness."
Yeah. That's the one you had mentioned, right, Shapal?
Oh, that was.
You had it in the NIV?
In the NLT.
NLT.
I'll read it. It says, Proverbs 12 and 23. It says, "The wise don't make a show of their knowledge, but fools broadcast their foolishness."
Yeah, but fools broadcast their foolishness, man. So, if you're at your job talking shit about Trump or Biden, and you want to talk about the jab and how you ain't gonna never get it, and you're stupid. You're dummy. You're being a fool. You want to broadcast your knowledge in a position where it's not needed. You have to be circumspect, and you have to use spiritual discernment and guard the gate of your mouth. Okay? So, a lot of bros, especially when we're young, we're fervent, we're hot about this thing. You get around your friends and your family, and you want to broadcast everything you know.
Exactly.
You start listening to the apostles and elders while you with your family. You low key turn it up so they can hear.
Yeah.
As if that was going to convert them. And now you done turned them into an agent.
Right.
They listen like, man, we got to get this nigga up out of here, man. He crazy. When you was in a cool situation, bros be, have a living situation because they want to broadcast their knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Now you done turn some down, and then the matrix, when the agent comes out, it's they turn into an agent. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. You sit up there talking to your auntie, you're like, yeah, man, I don't know why they were biting. I can't believe it. And she turns into an agent right in front of you, man. Yep. Then you come to the brother, man, I don't know why my auntie acting like this, man.
Right.
You was talking too much shit.
I got another one.
Go ahead,
Proverbs 17:27. It says, he that hath knowledge spareth his words.
He that hath knowledge spareth his words.
Right.
You got to realize the knowledge and wisdom that we have. If you have something precious, do you just give it out to anybody? Like, if something's precious, you make sure to give it to somebody special, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're mindful. Okay, go ahead, Chuck.
It says, he that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit.
Of an excellent spirit. We got to look up that word excellent.
Mm-hmm. Proverbs 17:27.
Proverbs 17:27. Read that again.
I'll read the whole thing. It says, he that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit.
Man, I like that. We're going to look up that word excellent. An excellent spirit.
I got it.
Get it out, Babu Shah.
Okay, Strong's H7119. Quar. Contracted from an it says contracted from an unused root meaning to chill.
Meaning to chill. Go ahead.
Yep. It says meaning to chill, cool, figuratively meaning to be quiet, cold, or excellent.
Right. Cool, calm, self-possessed is what it says down in the biblical usage.
Right.
Right. And so a man is read that again. Goodness, that's
and
great.
I ain't even hit the
beautiful
point. The next verse is really the point.
Okay, I want to go over this one verse one more time before you go to the next one. He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. And that excellent spirit comes out of maturity,
composure,
to compose. You're not allowing the thoughts and the beliefs of people who are not in your circle to affect you so much. You stay in a cool spirit, right? A lot of times brothers get into situations and they allow themselves to get razzle dazzled by unbelievers,
right?
And then what happens when you show out in front of an unbeliever? He becomes an agent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you at your job, somebody does something that you don't like,
right?
And you felt like he didn't do Matthew 18. He's supposed to come to you. He didn't know Matthew 18. So now you complaining. What happens? This person becomes a complete enemy,
right?
Because you didn't contain and maintain and spare your words and understand. People are walking around in this world can always become a potential agent, just like in the Matrix.
Just be cool, man.
So as you're navigating on your mission, hey, stay on the mission. Don't stir nothing up. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
He had one more verse.
Yes, one more verse on this. It says, verse 28, it says, even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding.
Boom. So you got to know when it's time to talk about your belief systems and what you think and how you feel, and you don't want to do that around everybody. And sometimes it's hard to do because we have very strong feelings, and it's not that we're emotional about it. We're passionate about it. This is our life or death beliefs. So when you're surrounded by people who are non-believers, it's annoying at times, but you have to have the spiritual maturity and discernment to be able to spare your words, know who you're talking to, know who you're talking to, know why you're talking to them, know what you're talking about, and how you're gonna go about it. You gotta become you gotta be mindful of who and where and why you're talking to somebody. Who's this person I'm talking? Is this person somebody in my circle that I should give a damn like what they think? They might say something contrary to what I believe or think. Can't nobody make you feel nothing. You choose to be mad. You choose to be frustrated. It's a choice. Can you be influenced? Absolutely. But the spiritual maturity to hold your words is something that we all have to continuously develop, especially now. especially in these times where this or that can get you put into a very bad situation. Okay?
I want to quickly say on that as well. It said a fool can become wise. So if you talk to someone and you probably cause a mess, they probably a fool themselves, but they'll be quiet just to get information from you to incriminate you.
They're ignorant, because ignorant means to not know. But you counted wise just if you don't know something, you just should be just listening and observing instead of running your mouth.
Yeah.
Got Proverbs 18 and verse 6. It says, a fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul.
His lips are the snare of the soul, man. Be mindful. Don't turn everybody around you into an agent. If you at your 8th job, and at this 8th job you're having an 8th situation where somebody don't like you, you need to look at yourself. If you having to move around continuously because there's a problem between you and people, it's not always the people.
Right.
Okay? We have to have enough self-examination to understand, what am I doing in these situations to make agents pop up around me all the time? Okay? Why is everybody turning into a demon?
Right.
Just, you know?
Just everybody, it ain't me.
You know, it's just everybody else. It ain't me.
Yeah.
We're in a time where, hey, social media, you feel so protected to go on Facebook, to go on Instagram, to go on TikTok, to go on Twitter and talk shit. Really? Is that wise? In these times, you don't know who you're turning to an agent. Be mindful.
I got one more, I got one more. This is in Sirach 6:1. It says, instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name, shame, and reproach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because among this world, sometimes you ain't just trying to be a buddy and friendly with everybody, but instead of a friend, become not an enemy. Don't start just spilling your beans and just trying to somehow persuade them to believe what you believe, because most of the time, that's just a waste of effort, man. That's going to turn them, like the elder said, into an agent or an enemy, ultimately, where they're going to be coming up against you. Where they're going to put it out to other people that's around the circle, like, it's something up with this guy, man. Right. You know? And you're going to feel them isolating themselves. They're going to be trying to really get you off the island, most likely, you know, if you're coming in that spirit.
For sure.
But that's it on that.
That's it on that. Can someone read Ephesians 5:15? Biblical show.
I'm holding that too. Oh, Salaki.
Oh.
Go. You can go ahead though.
Okay. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. It says, See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
Yeah, man. Be mindful of what's going on. You're gonna walk circumspectly. You know who's around. You know what situation you're in. You know. You in a room packed full of hardcore Republicans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Are you mindful of that? Are you mindful of you if you're in a room full of libtards? You know what I'm saying? And everything, you know they're going to get offended by anything you say because they've been trained to be. You know?
Man. Let me get the next verse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ephesians 5:16 says, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Redeeming the time, understanding the time because the days are evil. And we are in the height of those evil days.
Right.
Akim, like, we're in a time where people are literally trying to figure out if you have been, Vickied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if they find out that you haven't, will set you up. You have Antonio Brown, wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, recently got caught up with not having a legitimate certification for his Veronica, right? And it was one of his, I think it was his personal chef that ratted him out because he was too much talking. Mm-hmm. Why did your personal chef even know?
Shouldn't even know nothing about that.
Shouldn't even know.
Too comfortable.
You talking too much. And it's the same way, and I felt like it was a good example of us being mindful of who we're talking to, what we got going on in these days. You know what I mean? So just be mindful. That's something that's been on my mind for the last couple of days here now. Okay? Did anybody else have a precept, or
I
I
got
was
some.
going to move on?
I got some.
Let's go, champ.
Okay, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 1 and then drop down to verse 7. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. All right, jumping down to verse 7, it says, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak.
Yeah, there's a time to be silent, and then there's a time to speak. Okay? And so you have to be a spiritual ninja. You got to know when to move in the shadows, and then you got to know when to come to the light. You got to know when to strike with your words, and you got to know when to hold. You know?
This is Psalms 37 and 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him.
Bro, everybody's watching. And like I said, we're not living a life out of fear of other people.
Right.
Well, he's an agent. He's an agent. No. We're living a life of awareness of the spiritual demon Satan's influence on the minds of people. A person might be cool 1 second, and then one thing, and what happens? It's a demon jump. Like they don't have that protection,
Right?
Because they're just living their life, singing Charlie Brown. Christmas time is here,
Right.
They in the world, bro. Christmas time. So you don't ever know when a demon to jump on that person. You know what I mean?
Right.
Their mind is open to spiritual demon Satan, just like the people walking around in the Matrix. All of them at any point, when they was running away from the agents, and they had the dude in the helicopter.
Yeah.
They turn around and look, the dude in the helicopter done changed into an agent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn.
Yeah.
When Neo was running away from Agent Smith down into the subway, every single turn that Neo went, he was getting bullets shot at him because everybody was available to have that spirit jump on him. So this is the awareness that we must have and circumspection that we must have as we walk and move in our daily lives. Does that make sense what I'm saying, Akim?
I got a precept.
Mm-hmm.
This is St. Matthew 10 and 16. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So it's just pretty much about how you navigating through this thing of what's called life, man. You got to know certain things. It could be a deal breaker within these people's spirit. You might say something that seems like you pro abortion or pro-choice, or what's the word I'm looking for? That you against abortion, and then they might be, you might say something pro-life, and they could be pro-choice, and then they look at you done became an enemy. Now you turn them into an agent. When you should have just been keeping your mouth shut and not even opening up your hand on a view like that.
Everybody don't need to know what you think.
Exactly.
Everybody don't need to know what you believe. And I'm a very opinionated person.
Yeah, we all are. Yeah,
I'm extremely opinionated. You ask me about something, I'm tell you everything. You know what I mean? That's that's the way I am. People around me know. So this is I'm speaking to myself about this as well because it's gotten me in trouble.
Yeah,
it's gotten me in trouble at work. It's gotten me in trouble around family. When I first came into the truth, I was
going
that Christmas tree. I was all take that down. Do you know what it is?
I had enemies at first.
And so we're saying these things out of experience, Akim, especially at the height of times that we're in. We don't want brothers to have that same negative experience. And like I said, just be, take a tally of the situations that you've been in. Take a tally of what's going on. You probably could have been quiet. You know what I mean? In some of those situations, or been more mindful of who you're talking to. We all have been like, probably shouldn't even said that to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even working. But now he a full-blown agent conspiring against your ass. You know what I mean? I've had it. I've done that to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just be mindful of it.
That's right.
Anybody got something?
I do.
Okay, let's go, channel.
Yeah, this is Colossians chapter 4. Have we brought that out yet?
No.
Okay. All right, Colossians chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without.
Walk in wisdom towards them that are without. Go ahead, channel.
Redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
That you know how to be around different people, man. Different people who you talk to your manager or whatever. And like I said, man, that whole my boss don't like me stuff. Why does the boss know so much to not like you? Like, what the fuck?
Why is he campaigning against you?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the fourth my boss don't like me job. Like,
right.
Come on, bro. Oh, I don't kiss no ass. I don't kiss no man ass. Oh God. Yes, you do, bro.
You pay
Like
taxes.
you gotta be smart, bro. You gotta be smart. It's not kissing ass. It's
Right.
being wise.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta get rid of that bravado and foolish ego. 'Cause I hear people say, "I don't kiss no man ass," and that's why you can't get no good job.
Right.
Or you keep getting held back in the positions that's open and available. Is because you don't know how to deal with people.
You don't have any networking skills.
It's right, and you don't know how to just chill and be excellent in spirit.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really what's holding you back. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to be mindful of what we consider offensive. You know what I mean? Because even Yahweh Shai, I want to pull an example of Yahweh Shai. He knew when to chill out, when to move forward. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
But it wasn't like, man, Yahweh Shai, we kissing ass over here. You know? No. He's just being excellent in spirit.
Yep.
You know? Was there more?
Those are the two verses that I wanted to.
Yeah.
To get, yeah.
So you got to be seasoned with salt. Great. That was a great precept.
This is Luke 20, verse 18. Whosoever shall fall upon that stone shall be broken, but on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder.
Keep reading.
And the chief priests and the scribes the same hour sought to lay hand on him,
Mm-hmm.
and they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them.
Mm-hmm.
And they watched him and sent forth spies.
So the chief priest is watching Yahweh Shai, his ministry, and they sent forth spies. What was the spies doing?
It says, which should feign themselves just men.
Which shall feign themselves just men. These comment boards. Even some people coming up to the camp. Some of these people coming up to the camp, we're reading Luke 19, 20 and 19.
Okay.
Yep.
Luke 20 and 19 if you're taking notes. There's a lot of people that's like, they got the big Yahweh Shai picture as a thumbnail with the red eyes, and they name is 2 pages long of Hebrew, and they Shalom, Akiams, the Akiams, those guys. A lot of those guys are agents, man. A lot of those guys are feigning themselves to be just men to spy out and to catch you in your words. You know what I mean? So it's just like being mindful of seeing people's character before you delve too much into your charity, like it says in the book of Sirach. Know who you're giving alms to. Know who these words and these riches that we have. Know who you're giving them to. You know what I mean? Don't mean somebody come on the comment board, I'm just gonna assume their agent and be an asshole.
Right.
That's not seasoned with salt. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna keep it very basic. You know what I'm saying? Until I know who you are, know who I'm talking to. Okay? Start at the top and read it again, Baba Kushai.
God, back in
Start at 19.
Luke 20 and 19. And the chief priest and the scribes the same hour sought to lay hands on him, and they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them. And they watched him and sent forth spies, which should feign themselves just men.
Mm-hmm. They feigning themselves just men. Go ahead.
That they might take hold of his words,
Mm-hmm.
that so they might deliver him unto the power and the authority of the governor.
Go ahead. Now check this. Now these guys are in the camp. They coming to the classes, and, you know what I mean? That's wrong. You know what I mean? It's a shalom. You know what I mean? Oh, they there. Now check it. But they're really spying out and trying to catch Yahweh Shai in his words. Check what happens.
Verse 21. And they asked him, saying, Master, we know that thou sayest and teachest rightly, neither acceptest that the person of any.
Yeah, neither acceptest thou the person of any. Go ahead.
But teachest the way of Yahweh truly.
Mm-hmm.
Is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar or no?
Hey, shalom, master. Shalom, elder. I know y'all brothers, man. Y'all teaching the water, man, for y'all going out there and teaching. I just got a question. This is somebody on the comment board sometime. I just have a question.
Especially about them guns.
Yeah. Asking about what you say, Out?
Especially about them guns.
Asking about guns. What's some other stuff that's like some slick?
Especially about other camps.
Yeah, man. Asking about other camps.
Bringing some mess to you about day camp and shit like that.
Ooh, that's another one. Ooh, yeah.
Dealing with women.
You know, yeah, something about women, or like gossip about another camp,
Just seeing if we're gonna start
trying to catch you in your words.
Exactly.
Paparazzi, see if you gonna bite on.
You gotta watch out for that, man. Cause your brother will say something and it's a general topic. You might have an opinion about it, and it's not like your opinion is like off.
Right.
You know, you might have a legitimate scriptural opinion. You know what I'm saying? But you talking to an agent. They just using it to twist you up. So let's read the next verse.
This is back in Luke 20 and
Start
verse
at 22.
22. It says, is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar or no? But he perceived their craftiness.
He perceived their craftiness. Go ahead.
And said unto them, why tempt ye me?
Go ahead.
Show me a penny whose image and subscription has it. They answered and said, Caesar's. And he said unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which be Caesar's, and unto Yahweh's the things which is the Most High's.
Go ahead.
And they could not take hold of his words before the people, and they marveled at his answer and held their peace.
Yeah, man. They couldn't trap him up, man. They couldn't trap him up. And so we have to be mindful in that same type of spirit, you know, in that same type of mindset now. Because you got the same type of people being sent.
Right.
To spy out the camp, to come and stir up trouble. You got people like Sarnetta. You know, you got people like, you know, in these other Israelite groups. They're all just meant to stir up division and try to get you looking bad in the eyes of really Rome. In the eyes of the major authority on the earth. Which underneath the spiritual demon Satan, you know, like is this Roman power, right? They have power over this world, right? So just like the brother Yadakaba talking about, you know, we're sheep in the midst of wolves. And it's straight like that. Straight like that. Somebody got something?
I got one.
Come on, champ.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6.
Yep.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine,
Don't cast your pearls before swine. Go ahead.
lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you.
Who has experienced that in this room? You casting your pearls to somebody and they turn around and it made you seem like you was a demon. I know I have. Y'all brothers ain't in here, but pretty much everybody raising their hand, man. You know how betrayed and how helpless that feels. When you told someone something and you told them out of love, man. But they just a nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you were like, well, I shouldn't even say nothing to this. Shouldn't even say nothing to this person.
You're a terrorist.
Yeah. It happens to brothers at jobs. It happens to brothers in their family situations. Okay? It happens, you know, it could be at the grocery store or whatever, you know? So we have to be mindful of that because we're in a time now where it's not going to be, oh, you know, you got to get another job. It's going to be the laws is coming for you.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be getting scooped up.
You getting a bang on your dope. You know what I mean? It's going to be at that level. So we got to heighten our senses and awareness towards the state of things.
I got something.
Go ahead, Jim.
This is Sirach 32 and 8. It says, let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue.
Be as one that knoweth and holdeth his tongue. You want to break that down?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like the elder's been going into, you know, coming into the times we're coming into, which we're already here, you know, we got to be mindful more of, you know, our speech, you know, what we're saying, whether things need to be said or not, you know. We got 2 eyes, 2 ears, so it's more, you should be more keen into paying attention and hearing and seeing rather than speaking all the time, you know, especially going into your job situation and even dealing with, you know, your family, you know, things like that, so.
Even going to the grocery store.
Man.
Yeah, these people have demons on, so going grocery shopping is stressful for a lot of people, man. And more and more you're starting to see people want to prey on like the weak, you know what I'm saying? Or just, you know, cut you off, do a little hoe shit. So more and more shit, you gotta let people have it.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas out here carrying guns, waiting to pop somebody, especially these white boys.
Yep. Stand your ground law is big out here in Texas, so they ready to hit you if there's an altercation, and they want an altercation to be stirred up. You know. So you either blow on the flame or spit on it with your actions, and know when to take a L. Even Yahushua knew when to dip out. I can't find the scripture when they was looking to get him. If somebody can find it, we'll pull it real quick. And he didn't stand up and fight. He dipped out. He's like, he fled. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to understand that ourselves. We have to understand that, what battle is there to fight? Who am I talking to? Okay?
I have one. I don't know if somebody.
No, you got
I think I got what you. I think I got what you might have been. It's in John 10. It's one.
Hold on, just 1 second.
Okay.
You bring out what you got?
First Peter's 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
You want to break that down?
Well, you just gotta be vigilant in what you say and what you do. You know, because cats out here playing for keeps. Everybody doesn't deserve your reaction. You know, when you open up your life, you open it up to criticism.
That's right.
Especially those that have this truth. Satan's gonna try to put that bullseye that target on our back. So you gotta make sure you cool, you excellent in the way that you're moving, man. Or you're gonna be devoured. And the Most High is gonna be justified to allow you to be devoured. You know? Did you find it?
Yeah. This is St. John chapter 10, and I'm sure there's another instance. Actually, I know there is.
Yeah, in the Gospels for sure.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get this one. This is St. John chapter 10, and verse 38. It says, actually, I'll start at verse 37. It says, "If I do not the works of my Father, believe me not. But if I do, though ye believe not me, believe the works, that ye may know and believe that the Father is in me, and I in him." Verse 39. Therefore they sought again to take him, but he escaped out of their hand.
He escaped out of their hand. He knew when to dip out. He knew not to sit up there and argue. There's no reason to sit up there and argue with these people.
Man, brought that.
You know, he knew, like, you know what? Let me get up out of here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think this one might be the one you were looking for.
Go ahead, champ.
This is St. John chapter 7 and verse 29. It says, "But I know him, for I am from him, and he hath sent me." Talking about Yahushua. It says, "Then they sought to take him, but no man laid hands on him, because his hour was not yet come."
Yeah, it wasn't time for him to be taken to Jerusalem. And there's another one where he sensed the energy of the crowd, and he just dipped out. Just dipped out. He's just like, let me get up out of here, man. And so we have to understand that too when we're in those type of situations,
right?
Because people are becoming more and more heated. People are becoming more and more triggered as more stress happens out here with inflation and basically people's rights and basic rights are being stripped away, man. And so it's going to come down to not just whether you are jabbed or not. It's going to come down to these people are causing us not to be able to live our life in comfort.
Right.
They're the problem, and we need to have them arrested and taken out of the way so we can get back to our lives. These people are addicted to decadence. Okay? Addicted to it. Addicted to this lifestyle. And so once that starts to get stripped, the blame is going to happen. Don't put yourself at the forefront and thinking you're standing boldly for something when it's not your time.
Right.
You know?
That ego.
It's like Yahushua running back to Jerusalem when it wasn't time. So we just have to be mindful of that. We have to be mindful of that, you know? Okay? Anybody else?
No.
Well, yes?
Yeah.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
I'm pretty sure this is the one you're talking about, bro. This is this St. John chapter 8, verse 57. It says, "Then said the Jews unto him, Thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham? Yahushua said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. And they took up stones to cast at him. But Yahushua hid himself and went out of the temple.
He had to do it.
Yeah.
They were Jacob probably be with that ego, man. I ain't gonna be no coward or whatever.
Yeah.
And he ain't get killed, man.
That's multiple times. We just have
Right.
three instances where
Where Yahushua had to get up out of there, man.
This ain't the time right now.
But you got Jake doubling down on Facebook, talking shit to people, man.
That's right.
Jake will double down too.
You know?
Inviting smoke.
That's heavy. That let you know, because the Bible says don't tempt the Most High.
Kinda.
So, okay, yeah, the Most High got my back. I'm gonna stay here and fight these dudes. That's tempting the Lord. Man. That's why y'all shouldn't do it.
That's a beautiful point.
That's heavy, but you know, because Elijah had spiritual power. He dipped. He could do the spiritual power. He went to the mountain.
Yeah.
He tested like, but the Most High got me. I know. Nah, you can use wisdom.
Yeah, you can't be running up on people out here, man. You got people out here that's training. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, doing walks. I know somebody doing walks with ARs in the house, waiting for somebody to draw down on, man. So, y'all be careful out here. And they causing all this division by giving all these various groups something to be mad at, you know, which is a lot of stuff is orchestrated.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't want to force the Most High's hand, pretty much.
I got one, Zaquan. Okay. This is Proverbs 25 and 28. It says, "He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls." You know, and could you imagine if Yahushua just, stayed there and fought, or, whatever the case may be, he knew it wasn't his time.
Yeah.
And we got to operate in that same mindset of just being, slick and mindful and, just understanding the times that we're coming into.
Yep. Our time to fight will come. Right now, it's time to get the word out. Blow the trumpet. And so we have to be mindful we're behind enemy lines and that anybody can become a potential agent, man. And so,
If I could say Zaquan, those spirits getting riled up, right? And if you don't have, walls around your spirit, around your city to able to, not necessarily counteract, but just to, react in the right way, then you liken unto that same individual that's coming up against you.
Yep. That's why you got to commonly examine yourself, to make sure if you're doing some of those things, you got to offend less in that area. Knowing how to be quiet, not allowing, certain emotions and how these people talking to you to dictate your pace.
Yep.
I got another scripture.
I'm gonna play this clip real quick. I'm gonna play this clip real quick of the Matrix on this scene that I was talking about. Hopefully it pulls up well and y'all can hear this audio.
The Matrix is a system, Neo.
That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? I was. Look again. Freeze it. This isn't the Matrix. No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them. What are they? Sentient programs. They can move in and out of any software still hardwired to their system.
And that's how the spiritual demon Satan can come back and forth, man, and move on anybody in any of these people, right? If they ain't a part of the spirit of the energy of, Yahweh Shemel Shai, we call this school of the prophets Great Millstone. And that signifies a doctrine, a way, an agreement. And if a person is not with us, then they are potentially against us. So you should be aware. Okay?
That means that anyone we haven't unplugged is potentially an agent. Inside the Matrix, they are everyone, and they are no one. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are the gatekeepers. They are guarding all the doors, they are holding all the keys, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them. Someone. I won't lie to you, Neo. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died. But where they have failed, you will succeed. Why? I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall.
And the whole point of that, we're going to come into that time of being glorified with Yahweh Shah to overcome the wicked one, who has a rulership and they guard all the doors and control all the gates, right, to this world. Well, this world is going to be brought down. All right? And so that's what we're fighting for. But until then, don't jump into a battle that's not needed. Don't be a fool. Yahweh Shah wasn't a fool. He knew when to dip out.
Right.
He knew to wait for his time. Take heed. Walk circumspectly. Be mindful of who, why, when, and what you're talking to. Whether it's on the comment board or Instagram or Facebook, whether it's at work, whether it's out and about. Be mindful. Be mindful.
Absolutely. Even amongst each other as well, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You don't have to utter every thought that you have to a brother, man, you know. And forcing it on his spirit just because you in that zone, you know.
100%. You had a precept?
That's all I had.
Okay.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Yeah, man, and it's the spirit, man. That's it's beautiful to open and close with that one. You know what I mean? Because that's really the mindset. Okay. Be wise, man. Redeem the times. The days are evil. Okay. So, we're gonna close off with that, man. Lord willing, that was edifying, man. Call halal. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to y'all. I'm out there pushing words sincerely and true. Shalom.
Shalom.